Financial literacy in a crisis. Managing finances during COVID-19. I'm Rebecca Sudano, licensed insolvency trustee with BDO Canada. BDO is committed to improving financial literacy of Canadians and helping individuals and businesses with our financial advisory services. Facing the health and financial crisis of COVID-19 is a challenging and uncertain prospect. While the crisis is temporary, the economic impact of COVID-19 on Canadian businesses and their employees is massive. It's time to self-assess, prepare, and adapt. Financial literacy in a crisis. How is that defined? It's defined as understanding the basic principles of personal finance so that you can maintain your overall lifestyle while making temporary adjustments in order to weather the storm. So how do we create a crisis budget? Well, let's understand what is a budget. Another word for budget is a spending plan, looking at the income coming in and where it needs to go. To create a spending plan, you need to write it down. This worksheet that we're providing to you may assist you in doing that, but you need to find the way that works best for you. So having gone through your bank statement and your credit card statement, the first place to start is looking at what is a need. Definition of need, very different today than it was 2 months ago. Today, a need would be housing, rent, mortgage payment, house insurance, utilities, phone, internet, car insurance, life insurance, groceries. Perhaps you could use a worksheet that gives you the option to color code what are the needs and what are the wants. Needs, I would say, are fixed expenses. These numbers don't generally change month to month, but they could. Put the needs onto the worksheet and add them up. Do they equal what you're bringing in? If they do, you've accomplished a balanced spending plan. You've looked at what you have available coming in, and you are now able to meet the needs that you have to go out. But what happens if you don't have enough? How do you mitigate that shortfall? Well, one way is to look at options within those needs to cut back. Cutting back on some of the expenses, well, that could be as simple as looking at your credit card statement and your bank statement and seeing how many apps you're paying for. Disney Plus, Netflix, Spotify, Amazon Prime. Do you need all of these apps all the time, every month? Or is there a chance to cut back? Do you need to have data on your phone? Perhaps while working at home or being at home, you can run on Wi-Fi. Most utility companies, even though they've given you the chance to have off-peak rates all day, there are still ways to cut back on utilities. Hanging clothes to dry instead of putting them in the dryer. Lower the temperature on your water tank. Lower the temperature in your house and put on an extra sweater. Walk around your house and see, do all your electronics need to be plugged in all the time? If you're not driving your vehicle currently, you could call your insurance company and see if there's an adjustment that can be made to your monthly insurance cost. Perhaps this is a good chance to put your groceries on a budget. One way to do that is to make a meal plan. A meal plan leads to a shopping list. A shopping list leads to a much more efficient trip to the grocery store, but also a much more efficient budget. Shop with an amount in mind. Do you remember the times when you would shop with cash? There was never a chance of overspending. If you didn't have the cash, you didn't purchase the item. So go with an amount in mind that fits into your budget. For those that are still employed and receiving their regular paycheck, look at the amounts that you're not paying out. Childcare, your commuting costs, gym memberships, nails, hair, going to the movies. Where's that money going? Perhaps you have a surplus. If you have a surplus, then you could look to paying off debt. Start with the highest interest rates. Focus on long-term savings. If after you've completed your worksheet with your needs and your wants, if you still find yourself in a deficit, try not to cash RRSPs that may create a tax debt. Try not to cash high interest investments, but instead use your tax-free savings account. There are some free budgeting apps available. Mint.com links your debit card and your credit card and pulls your transactions and categorizes them and shows you how you're spending your money. Helps you track your expenses so that you can adjust your spending plan. Just remember, all apps that link to your bank account can increase your risk of bank fraud, so do your research. Budgeting always sounds so basic, but it's all about what works best for you. But just think, if you have a good idea of where your money's going and you've planned where your money's going, there's a much better chance that you will be successful. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you found this information useful. If you have any questions, please leave a comment and we will reply to you as soon as possible. From all of us at BDO, we'd like to send you our best wishes and hope that you and yours are safe.